What is going on, everyone? Welcome to G-Ball Vision, your daily source for knife and EDC content. Today, I have a new knife here to share with you all, and this one is coming in from Kershaw Knives. While we're getting this thing opened up, let me know down in the comments what your EDC is for today. I love seeing what you guys are carrying. So, this is a Kershaw that I have never checked out before, and I'm not familiar with. I think it's a newer model for Kershaw, something that came out very recently. It is called the Kershaw Kindred, and I will have this linked down below in the description wherever I can. And I believe this is going to be a more affordable model for Kershaw compared to, the Livewire and Bel Air. This is going to be a much more affordable offering from them. We are going to be looking at D2 steel, which Kershaw does very good with their D2. If you know, you know. They do a wonderful job with their D2. I have an Iridium from them, and I've had a couple others in D2 that just perform very well. When the D2 is done right, you are going to get a good performing blade. We do have a stonewash finish, drop point blade, nice sharpening choil here. Feels like it comes down pretty thin. We will check that here in a moment. We have some nice oversized thumb studs here with some good stepping and milling there, and that is going to really work very well. We are looking at a standard plunge lock here, and I don't believe that I have handled a button lock from Kershaw just yet. Some autos that are button actuated, but I don't think I've had a plunge lock from them, and this will be the very first one. We are looking at aluminum handles here, and we do have a deep carry clip, and it appears to be, it appears to be left-hand friendly here as well. We do have a couple of standoffs down here, and that clip looks like a standard Kai and ZT Kershaw type clip. Looks like it'll work well. We will check that here in a moment. But first, let's get an actual size on the Kindred Spirit here. We are looking at 2 15/16 of cutting edge, and we are looking at about 3 1/8 of total blade. And all the way down there to that pocket clip, we are looking at 7 1/4 overall. I'll put up a couple of comparison knives here so you can get an idea of the size of the Kindred. We have the full-size Kaiser Militao up top. We have the Benchmade Bug Out full-size here on the bottom. And it's going to be much smaller than the Militao and a little bit smaller than the Bug Out on both ends, but fairly comparable to that Bug Out size. And I'll bring out two more for you. We have the Kaiser Drop Bear up top here, which is a perfect representation of the size of the Kindred. And then we got the Parrot 3 down there on the bottom. Going to be looking at similar cutting edge and blade length as the Kindred to the Parrot 3, but the Parrot 3 is going to have just a little bit longer handle. We'll take a look at the Kindred here and see how that pocket clip works and see what this looks like in the pocket here, or an representation of what a pocket would look like. Retention was good on our thin cloth here, and that is going to carry nice and deep. You will not see any of that knife poking out of the pocket, and even if you were to look down into the pocket, I don't think you would see much of that at all. So if you really enjoy a deep carry, a deep carry, this would be a good option for that. And you have the ability to flip it over for a lefty carry. We'll check retention on the way out, and very good hold and a nice little click there on the way out. Now, one thing I'm really interested in is to see what the weight is on the Kindred. And for that, we'll have to bring out the old arch nemesis here in our scale, and we'll give this thing a weight check. Boy, it don't weigh much at all, guys. Let's see here. .5 maybe? 2.6? What do you think? What do you think? Put it down there. 2. 7. 2.8. Oh, damn. 74 grams as well. Damn, I'm so close. Why do I go up? Damn. That's still pretty close. So we have a fairly lightweight knife. What are our specs here for our handle thickness and blade stock thickness? We'll check that right now. Thickest part of the handle, about 0.469. So not thick at all in the handle. This is going to be a knife that is very easy to carry. We'll get our thickest spot here, and we're right there at 100 thousandths basically. And our behind the edge, we'll just pick a random spot here and get a honest reading, and it's going to be very standard, 22 thousandths there. Very, very standard as far as the behind the edge thickness. We see that a lot. 21, 22, 23 thousandths. But let's see how this thing cuts out of the box. And for that, we are going to use our SMKW catalog paper here. We got some Victorinoxes. This is from December 2022. I do have lots of SMKW catalogs. Not a big fan of something recently that SMKW has done, but maybe that's another video for another time. Hopefully they correct the issue, but not a big fan of what they are doing over there right now. Has nothing to do with the media guys on YouTube. It's the company itself. And not that I order a ton of stuff from them anymore, but, you know, it was definitely a place I considered when I was ordering something. But at this point, I will not even consider ordering something off their website if they are going to harm the small makers of the knife community. Just not a big fan of something recently that they have done. Maybe we will talk about that in the future. But this thing has a great edge on it. Why don't we go ahead and see how great that lock is? And for that, we will bring out the old spine whacker here. We are perfectly centered up. There's not going to be a detent in here because it is a spring-based opening. And as far as any pivot lashing, nope, feels good in there. And we don't have any movement up or down. Little bit of movement side to side, but that's not necessarily a cause for concern. These bar locks tend to do that. Crossbar lock, button locks, they're famous for having a little bit of movement in there. But like I said, it's not a cause for concern. So let's go ahead and see what we have here. Give it a couple of light taps just to get us going. Check it. Good. Good. One more, little feller. Very good. That's good. Nah, we're going to do one more. Okay. Now I feel better. So, I'm not sure what these are going to come in at as far as price tag wise. I'm going to guess 50, 60 bucks maybe because it's new. I know the iridiums could be often found around 60 bucks, 50, 60 bucks, right? So I think that's, you know, for a really good D2, well-finished aluminum, that's not a bad price. You know, it's not just any old D2 that, you know, is claiming to be D2, but really it's scrap metal from Pakistan or whatever. This is good, high-quality D2. Now, these are going to be Chinese-made, which for some reason, they still feel the need to put that on the blade there. However, it is smaller than it used to be. But I don't think any need to put China on the blade as long as they have it on the box, which they do. Designed in the U.S., but made in China. You can see right there. Little pause and read for you if you're interested. As I said, though, I think this will make, this will make another little solid EDC knife. There's a lot of fanboys out there for Kershaw and ZT, which I'm, admittedly becoming more of a fan of Kershaw at least, and ZT, and ZT as well. Admittedly, it's a company that I don't have a ton of experience with. I've only ever handled a few Kershaws up until recently, and only ever handled one ZT up until recently. So, just not a company I have a ton of familiarity with. But the stuff that I've handled from them that has come out recently here, I have to say I've been pretty impressed and pretty happy with across the board. I think we've checked out 4 different new Kershaw and ZTs here in the new year, and I've been pretty happy with them. Depending on the price of this knife here, if you can catch this for like 50, 55 bucks, something in that neighborhood, I think that's going to be a fair deal for this knife. Like I said, I have a couple other knives in D2, and I've done quite a bit with the iridium that I have from them, and also in talks and observing other people's experience with Kershaw's D2. Anyone who has experience with it will tell you that it is good stuff. You guys will have to let me know. What do you think of the Kershaw Kindred here? I look forward to hearing from you guys on these new knives, and I just love when you guys leave me a little comment down below letting me know what you are carrying in your pockets today. Also, feel free to let me know if you picked up any new knives here over the last week. Always look forward to that. Do me a solid, hit the thumbs up button. If you have any friends or family you can share this video with, I would greatly appreciate that. Sharing these videos really helps spread them out into the algorithm. If you're new to the channel here and you enjoy knife and EDC content, you're in the right place. Make sure you subscribe because I release daily videos just like this. I'll pop up a couple of new videos on your screen. Go check one of them out for me. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I love you all. I will catch you on the next one.